See the game more clearly with high-definition spectacle lenses from Norville Opticians.
You're very happy with the second half against London Irish. How much can you look to build on that now going into what must be a tougher test down at Exeter?
Over the course of the last few weeks, we've performed well. We've played, I think, 12 games now this season, won 8, lost 3, drawn 1. So that's a pretty good record. We'd have been happy with that at the start of the year. But we're well aware of the challenges that now lie ahead. We're going down to a very good Exeter team, one of the teams who've been in form both in Europe and in the Premiership. They're competing well in both competitions, and it's going to be a huge test for us. A couple of injuries, but again, that provides opportunities for some of our younger players to come in and test themselves against what is one of the best teams in England.
Bizarrely, it seems bizarre anyway, Gloucester, the last team to actually win a Premiership game down at Sandy Park just over a year ago. I mean, they're a team you've probably faced more than any other in your time at Gloucester, aren't they?
We've played them on a number of occasions in different competitions, and almost the one consistent factor in that has been how close the games have been. Generally all a one-score game, with maybe the possible exception of the European quarter-final last season. But look, both teams have an ambition to play. They have not quite set the standard, but this year in particular they've come out, started the season really well. They play a great brand of rugby. Rob has got them very well organised. They've been building for a number of years and have a consistency to their team and a consistency to the way they play, and they all know the rules, execute them very well. So it's going to be a big test for us, but look, it's one coming off the back of a good run that we're on, that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, you must feel that unbeaten in 5 games in all competitions, you've got some real momentum at the moment.
We've had momentum at different stages over the course of the last few years. One of the things we've talked about a little bit is the consistency of the team performance. That's been one of the positives over the last few weeks. We have come out and performed, not quite always throughout the game, but we've always done enough to win, or in the case of Harlequins, hold on for the draw. So look, we're still developing, we know that. We talk about it all the time. This team is still in its infancy in terms of how we want to play, but a lot of the foundations are now there that we believe will put us in good stead for both the remainder of this season, but also then beyond that.
How quickly do you think you can take that to the next level? Because obviously that's the challenge, isn't it?
We set out from the start of the year. None of us pretended that the performances last year in the Premiership, finishing 9th, were good enough. We know we're a better team than that. The challenge this year has been to go out and, look, we can talk about it all we want, but we've got to start proving it week in, week out in the tough competition that is the Premiership. So this next 5 games, so Exeter, and then after the 2 European Cup games, we've another 4 of the top teams in the Premiership, so we will have a very clear indication of where we are and whether we are realistic when we talk about ourselves being top 6.
How much do you read into Exeter's defeat at Northampton last week? It was the first time someone stopped them scoring a try in a long time, isn't it?
You don't read anything into one-off performances, whether they're good or they're bad. We say that about ourselves all the time. You just need to have watched Exeter since October time, both in the Premiership with their results, but also the way they performed against some of the top teams, particularly against Claremont at home. They won the game convincingly, so they have quality right throughout their squad. As we talked about earlier, they have developed that depth of squad that's needed, and with 1 or 2 injuries they can have players come in and out without any affecting how they're trying to play, and look, we know how good they are.